Welcome to the Juice Box with your host, Britt and Val, where we squeeze the juice on the biggest stories of the week in news, politics, and pop culture. Let's go.
Let's go. Shout out to Britt on the beat and Alpha Gurl in our cup. Get your daily dose of greens at alphagurl.com. And that's girl with a U. Girl. How you doing, Brittany?
Oh, another week and more to cover in news. So up first, we're going to Florida.
Florida.
A Florida SWAT team had an arrest fall right into their lap, literally.
What?
37-year-old Keith Rogers, who was arrested for driving a stolen truck and had told cops he'd rather get into a shootout than ever go back to jail. Well, gravity said otherwise. He skipped the shootout and went straight for the drop-in surrender. The suspect, who was hiding in the attic, crashed through the ceiling into a sea of awaiting deputies.
Oh no, he did not try to Anne Frank those deputies and fall in their lap.
That just wasn't your day. And straight back to jail you go.
I don't blame him. Nobody wants to go in jail. This is supposed to be a place of reformation, and it is exactly the opposite.
Maybe don't steal cars, though. I mean, you were kind of asking for it.
Listen, you're not wrong.
In the news of politics...
Oh, that was a quick move, Brittany. Let's go.
We're going. Because after the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, a deal's finally on the deck.
There's no justification for it, but what's going on?
It's about time. The Senate passed the funding bill and the House is set to vote Wednesday. Once President Trump signs it, the government reopens through January 30th, bringing back 670,000 furloughed workers, restoring SNAP benefits, and resuming agency operations immediately. Air travel has been a mess, with the FAA cutting flights by 10% and thousands canceled. Transportation officials say once staffing stabilizes, flights should normalize within days. I doubt that. They were already struggling before. The airlines needs to get it together, because if you want to charge a premium for literally everything, y'all need to streamline.
And you need to stop making people take their shoes off at the airport. What are we going through x-ray machines for anyways?
They'll be holding up the line, and you got to get your socks matching right. You got to get that foot powder in there so you ain't stinking it up for the rest of the people. Come on now.
Bro, I was at Dr. Britton's yesterday getting adjusted. He's like, oh, put these compression boots on. I was like, oh, I should have put some powder in my shoes just to be extra fresh for you, doc.
You should have. Y'all should have. Stinky feet.
Not that my feet stink or anything. I just want to be extra fresh for the freshest.
Absolutely. Especially for Doc Britton, who makes our sick beats. You got to represent.
Dude, I got adjusted at the chiropractor and I felt so good. So if you're not getting your daily adjustments, or at least weekly or monthly, get to it. You would be so shocked at how the energy moves so freely through your body. I was humming after that adjustment.
We went and saw our friend at the Bloom house, and you said humming because we did some breath work. I really thought, I was so excited. I said, this is what I need. And then about 30 minutes into I was like, oh shit, I'm going to pass out. I was looking for the exit. I'm like, I'm not in a comfortable space. This is concrete on the ground here.
They said, after breathing for 30 minutes, no variation in that breath work, BT dubs, just lay on the concrete.
I mean, I did feel the humming. I did feel the energy, but it was also a mix of, oh, I'm about to pass out.
No, truth be told, I've done a lot of breath work, and it is nice to have just a little variation and not just be hopping. It's like, bro, come on. We didn't come for breath work. You ain't no Wim Hof. Just make us do something a little different.
I ain't delivering a baby. I'm just trying to get internal. Yeah, I didn't do the hopping thing. I was like, that would just put me out. All right. Here is the catch. The Affordable Care Act subsidies did not make the deal. Those enhanced tax credits expire December 31st, and without renewal, premiums could spike for more than 20 million Americans. Pricing out many of coverage. We're talking double, triple. People are going to be
Why
rolling
did
the
those
dice.
people why did those people need to make even more money? Why is it expensive? And why do those even exist? Like that price is automatically unaffordable if you need to be subsidizing it. And why are you subsidizing billionaires and their businesses in Venezuela, but not providing affordable health care?
This is true, and this is what makes it a hard pill to swallow. And we will talk more about opulence in pop culture.
As well as pills to swallow, because you know those opulent ass are taking pills with all of their excess.
Look, I do have to say, I think it's a lot easier life when you're rich, but even rich people have problems too. So we'll see. Senate leaders promised to revisit in December, but for now, healthcare costs are hanging in limbo even as the rest of the government finally gets back to work. Arizona has a new representative, and I'm going to butcher her name, but it's Adelita Grijalva. She is actually the signature needed to force the DOJ to release the Epstein files. Meanwhile, newly unsealed Epstein emails show him and author Michael Wolff discussing how to prep Donald Trump ahead of his 2015 debate. The White House calls it total nonsense. Of course they
It
do.
is total nonsense because you know he's in the Epstein files and none of this ICE, the government shutdown, bombing boats that may or may not carry drugs. He just said they did, but they haven't been verified by an independent source. All of the smoke and mirrors because this monkey mother will not release the Epstein files and is trying so hard to duck down. And by golly, his followers would have believed it as a Democratic hoax if Uncle Elon didn't say anything.
It's not just him. It's like there's receipts. You know, we have Mike Johnson saying, why do we need to release more? We released 43,000 documents.
Shut up, Mike.
43,000 documents? Like,
Why are there
it's
43,000 documents?
why that seems like a lot. Y'all are
Why
withholding
is he standing
information.
buddy with them? Why are there multiple photos of them? Why is he biting his lip and dancing with them, pointing at women? This guy throws beauty pageants. He says, grab them by the Brittany. He does not have as much rhythm as you do. Okay, so don't even try. This guy's such a. And you know what? Hakeem Jeffries actually has a real hot take saying Donald Trump is the one covering up. As much as he wants to blame Hollywood, he is the one leading that global ring. Drain the swamp.
In a surprise turn of events, Marjorie Taylor Greene is weighing in, rallying about Epstein's network. Greene has been outspoken about how the Affordable Care Act subsidies cuts would hurt her own constituents, a rare break from her party that's raising eyebrows on both sides. Who knew? Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Well, we touched on this a month ago, and we're like, wow, she's come a long way from the Jewish space laser to all of a sudden caring about people's health care. And I do love what she said. Never thought I'd say it. Love that she said, hey, I don't serve you, Mr. President. I serve my constituents. And that is what a representative ought to do.
Here's a good representative, former President Barack Obama. A plane full of veterans headed to DC on an honor flight got the surprise of a lifetime when Barack himself was waiting to greet them. Now, if you don't know, an honor flight is this incredible nonprofit that flies war vets like those from Korea and Vietnam to Washington, D.C. so they could visit the memorials built in their honor. We just had Veterans Day. Thank you to all of the veterans who have served, continue to serve. When the plane landed,
But wait, speaking
Obama
of those
boarded.
veterans, I just want to say these people are not casualties. They are our brothers, they're sisters, they're our neighbors. And so we need to be extra cautious of the war games and what we're asking these people to do because most of them are coming from less than great circumstances, and all they want to do is improve their life, make money, defend this country, get an education, and protect and serve. Let us value every single one of their time and energy and treat them more than a commodity, but an actual asset to our country. Again, yes, thank you for your service, and we appreciate you.
Absolutely. When the plane landed, Obama boarded, grabbed the intercom, and personally thanked them for their service. He said their sacrifice will be honored today and every day.
Yes, amen. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. And I like what you said. I thought that was very well put.
Yeah, because you're cutting healthcare, but increasing the Department of War budget. These are humans. And I know they're trying to farm everything out to AI, but these are souls with a conscience. And when you're dealing with war and actually unaliving people, that comes with a trauma and a PTSD that lasts a lifetime. And that is not what our veterans are for.
Speaking facts, Val. Speaking facts. In the news of pop culture,
Lighten it up. Pop culture.
I've been loving it. I have been loving it because South Park has been going so hard on the current political
Love
climate.
it.
Oh man.
It's the only form of justice. What do they got to say this week?
Oh man, I'm going to give you the rundown of season 27. It premiered July 2025 after a 2-year break and wasted zero time skewering the Trump administration. I said it before, I hadn't watched South Park since Cartman got an anal probe, but I heard the buzz around this new season. I caught the first 2 episodes and I was like, damn.
Damn. South Park, you be the only justice in America.
All right, look, in episode 1, Sermon on the Mount, they portray Trump entangled with Satan, mocking his second term, his evangelical posturing, and his lawsuits against dissenters. Is that how you say that?
I love, yes, it is. And I love how they articulated evangelical
Dissenters.
Exactly. What are we doing here? How is he the evangelical choice, you wolves in sheep's clothing? If Jesus was alive today, he'd overthrow that table of money changers in your faces.
Ooh. All right. In episode 2, the show lands heavy hits. It parodies the Immigrations and Custom Enforcement, ICE, depicts Kristi Noem, the DHS secretary, shooting dogs, Botox fixated, and jabs JD Vance. Did you watch that episode? It was insane.
No, JD Vance, you little baby face. Ain't nobody think you qualified for VP, and certainly not Trump for president. And Kristi Noem, did you see the interview where they're grilling her about the Constitution and she doesn't even know what is where
They
or
said
what article?
it's on the first page of the first sentence and the first line. Oh, they skewered her. They skewered her. In every scene, after she's just randomly shooting a bunch of people and posing for pictures, her whole skin, her face falls off. And then they always have her team come and give her more Botox. Man, I will tell you, the show does not pull any punches. Noam publicly blasted the episode as lazy, though she admitted she hasn't even watched it. Girl, watch it so you could see how you look, the lens of other people. It's not just jokes. The satire is pointed, timely, and aligning with serious commentary about power, hypocrisy, and politics. So yeah, South Park back in full form, punching up the big name politicians and institutions while mixing absurdity, satire, and a dose of biting relevance. The last episode I saw, it was Pam Bondi, and she had on her nose. The funny,
she's a brown nose
she's a brown noser. So they call in the experts because they're like, "What's this on her nose?" South Park, they come in. They're hitting so heavy.
Thank God America has some sensibility left.
In other news of pop culture, and speaking on the opulence, the lifestyles of the rich and famous, Kris Jenner hosted her 70th birthday party and celebrated with a lavish James Bond themed party held at Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez Beverly Hills mansion
Wait, it was at the Bezos mansion?
in Beverly Hills.
Why wasn't it at your house, Kris?
It pays to have friends in high places. Yeah, she looks like she's 40. It must be nice when your aging strategy comes with couture gowns and house-sized venues.
It's Kris Jenner. That was funny because when she got her new face, you're like, oh my gosh, she looks like she's 12. But I love in maybe 7 episodes, you've aged her properly to 40.
I never said 12. I said 20s, and then when I wrote this today, I was like, I was gonna give her 30s. I was like, no, 40s. And look, let's just call it what it. Everybody's like, oh, her plastic surgeon's so great. It's
Shut
money.
up.
It's money. It's money. She looks amazing. I am not gonna dock her for that, but I also feel like it's important to be realistic. It's stupid
I have
money.
to I have to get this off my chest. I was performing at the Comedy Store last night and I saw a billboard of Kylie Cosmetics. I was like, wait, is that Kylie? She's like wearing a beanie. She's got a grill in the bottom of her mouth and she's doing one of these. And I was like, are you trying to get back with Travis Scott? Like, since when were you a thug, Kylie? Because while Kris is looking like she's reverse aging, Kylie is exactly the opposite.
She does. She kind of looks a little bit older than her age. I'm not going to lie, though. I want a sick grill. I put a little gem on my tooth. I want a whole blinged out mouth. That, to me.
You
All right,
materialistic.
look. If you want a ton of money, what's your splurge? And then what are you going to do to help somebody?
Oh, Brittany, you know me. I would just get a farm of cannabis and just tend to it all day, every day, making all sorts of different products out of it. Gummies, pressed pills, edibles, anything, you name it. I'm more about of an experience than I am about a material and a gold grill in my mouth.
All right, look, I would probably hire a chef. I would hire a chef
For
to cook my meals.
sure.
That would be my
Super
splurge.
smart.
And then I would probably try to feed people. I love what everybody's doing right now, rallying around, donation, especially as you get to the Christmas and Thanksgiving times. We want to make sure everybody just be eating good and get to enjoy a comfort of a full belly.
Which, by the way, every year it's been a family tradition of ours for decades to gather essential resources for the homeless. And we put together these backpacks for them that have sanitation, toothbrushes, toothpaste, little snacks, protein, citrus. So if you feel at all compelled or have resources or connected with a dental office, even just like hand towels or sanitation wipes or any of that, we are accepting donations now until mid-December. Any kind of contributions, or if you want to be with us to hand them out, we do it every year in downtown Salt Lake City and would love to have you join the effort. It is so richly rewarding, and it's the spirit of Christmas as Christ intended.
Where can they drop off their stuff?
We will coordinate more specific efforts by next episode. Because
Love it.
if you do, listen, if you want to Venmo us, that would be easy. Your money is 100% safe, satisfied, and locked into this cause. But if you do want to donate something, hit us up through the juice box on Instagram, email, our website, and we'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen. The theme of the party was Diamonds Are Forever. Guests arrived dripping in mega carat jewels, and the decor screamed Secret Agent Lux. All right. Enough with them. I just had to add that they were dripped in diamonds because I'm going to move on to Patrick Mahomes. He isn't just stacking wins, he's changing lives. And I think this needs to be mentioned. The Chiefs quarterback and his wife, Brittany, just hosted their 6th annual 15 and the Mahomies Gala. Isn't that a cute name?
That's really cute.
Raising over $1.5 million for 27 Kansas City charities. The foundation supports children's health and wellness, offers programs like Read for 15 to promote literacy, Volunteer for 15 to encourage youth service, and grants funds to underserved communities and after-school programs.
You know what, Kris Jenner, and let's go, my homies.
You know what I have to say on that note? Can we just talk about a minute, like how every freaking buddy is on Ozempic. I have a hard time delivering a compliment anymore. Granted, people do work out, but you could tell the people who work out. I ain't giving no school moms any more compliments because literally every time, and this happened 3 times in the last week, I said, "Girl,
No.
you looking good. What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm on that
Mm-mm.
Ozempic." Because you could tell who actually works out
No.
versus the look in their face. And it's like, girl, I just saw you 2 weeks ago.
Brittany, no. In little old Utah? The ratios are
Look,
too high.
don't get it twisted, okay? Because Utah, look at the housewives, look at the secret lives of Mormon wives. Utah is very much, let me hang with the Joneses. And I'm not mad at a little nip tuck, a little Botox, a little tweak here and there. But just to relate it back to Kris Jenner, like, let's be a little bit realistic.
No, that ain't us, Brittany. That might be you, but I splintered right here. That ain't the move.
All right, just stay off that Ozempic, people, man. Go to the gym. You'll feel so much better. Do a little breath work. You'll either pass out or you'll feel like you're floating.
Love it.
Are you ready for pass or a yes?
Yes.
You said Kris Jenner, but let's see how you feel about those that attended her lavish birthday party.
I was gonna ask, so I love that this is the pass or yes.
All right, Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah. Okay, hold on.
Oprah did just donate. Oprah really paved the way. I think Oprah has built herself from the bottom up.
She
So
did.
I'm going to give Oprah a yes.
Yes, because I feel exactly what you're saying. And I am not going to take away from a Black woman who built herself up. There is some interesting controversy, conspiracy theories, if you will, around Oprah and her affiliation with the whole ring and the Hawaii
What?
fires. But that deserves deeper exploration. So I'm going to give Oprah a yes for being a
Contingent
hard.
on any
Thank
information
you.
that we find out about
Contingent
you.
upon you doing right, Oprah, because I'm watching you.
Adele and Rich Paul.
Adele, I don't think you belong there.
Really?
With the Kardashians,
That's a good
Adele,
take. That's
that's
a good take, actually. Enough said.
with your soulful spirit and their superficiality, pass. What you doing there, Adele, with your dripping in diamonds? Want to be a Bond girl? Adele. If I was your PR agent, I'd say pass.
Oh, I like that take. I like that take. What about Mariah Carey?
Now, Mariah, she been through it. Brittany, I was actually watching the wildest thing yesterday about how Sony is the most awful company and how wrong they've done so many stars from MJ to Mariah Carey to Kesha claiming to have these artists back, but throwing them under the
Wait a
bus.
second. Wait a
Mariah
second.
actually,
We ain't putting
oh yeah,
Kesha in the same realm as Mariah Carey. No, but I know she had her
okay.
big fallout. But was that with Sony? Because I
It's all
thought,
Sony. It's all
oh,
under the Sony umbrella. So I should have squeezed the juice on this in the news, perhaps next episode. But the truth is, oh yeah, Hollywood plans. We'll talk about it next episode too. But Mariah has been through it, and especially with her struggle. Now, I'm gonna probably pass a lot of people at this party, and it's not because I don't like you, it's just because you're affiliated with this opulence at a time people are struggling, the government is shut down, they're not even giving permits on national parks to film, which is the least of our concerns. SNAP benefits running out, healthcare premiums spiking, and you are wearing diamonds. Y'all, pass.
look, all right, look, I'm going to give Mariah Carey a yes just because I feel like that would be her realm. Like, I feel like she fits there. And that's not necessarily a great thing. Look, Mariah Carey has a voice of an angel. And even if Sony did her wrong, I mean, she was married to Tommy Mottola. That was her husband. He should have handled business for her. But Mariah Carey has had a great career. I mean, it's time. We are in the Thanksgiving, Christmas season. She's still getting those royalty checks. I mean, Mariah Carey has a voice of an angel, but I do think she fits there and not like a great way. You know what I mean? So, but I'm going to give her a yes because she fits there. See ya.
Okay, yes, because you fit, but pass because you Sia, what are you doing there?
No, she's
Miss,
friends. Like she's
that's
friends. I
another
remember
one
that.
like a
I remember the episode with. She's performed there. I remember the episode with Tristan. She actually called Chloe. Like she's been friends with them for a while.
really because as soulful as Sia is, that just seems so superficial. It honestly seems like they're all a part of this weird little like
It
ring.
is. If you
Mhm.
have some of these people that you will notice on the list all in one room, especially with everything that you mentioned about all of the other people in the world, it does make you think like, oh, this person hangs out with this person, and these are the richest people in the world: Jeff Bezos, Lauren Sanchez.
Exactly. You're all a part of this puppetry game that you've all agreed to play to represent what humanity, talent, Hollywood, whatever is. We all know that the Kardashians are the most talentless, famous people, and yet somehow we're on season 20 freaking something. It's like,
They moved over to Hulu from E, and it's like the exact same show.
no, the rapture isn't coming. It's already being televised on Hulu.
All right, Sia, you get a pass.
Cassia with your
Tyler
weird
Perry.
wig. Tyler Perry, come on. Your shit ain't sizzling to me. Never was with your Medea. He wears that dress. He's a part of that game. You get a pass.
All right, I'm going to go with you. Kyle Richards.
Oh, Kyle Richards, you know what? I'm not going to give her a yes, but I would definitely expect her to be at that Beverly Hills party. So, Kyle.
Yeah, I feel the same. You get neither a pass or a yes. You're just
You don't get any more of my energy, Kyle Richards. You haven't done shit for me.
next.
Next.
Vin Diesel.
Okay, Vin Diesel, I see you still trying to hang. You made your celebrity appearance as Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy, and now you're at the Kardashian party. Pass.
I love Guardians of the Galaxy though, and I agree. It's like, yeah, okay, I see you still trying to hang. I'm not mad at
No,
Vin
no, no.
Diesel.
Can we please, though? Did Vin Diesel need to be recruited for that I am Groot? I can't even tell that it's his voice.
I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy is such a good. I am not mad. He made a pivot from Fast and the Furious.
All right, Brittany, I agree with
What
you,
he was
but
in Riddick too. Okay, he's had a decent career, but nothing for a minute. Vin Diesel, you had to be in the mix. Broker your next deal. All right, you get a yes.
no, they all drink the same devil blood and have the same little weird Hollywood. Y'all get a pass, you sickos.
Okay, Mark Zuckerberg, pass. We already know.
You don't belong there, you little robot ass alien pale shade albino pass, Mark. Little
All right, what about Harry and Meghan? They were there.
You do not belong there, Harry and Meghan. And Meghan, you're really making me think twice about that splinter from the royal family because at first it seemed righteous, but now it just seems like you want your little piece of cake in Hollywood. You're getting it. Your show is subpar. That is so freaking boring. Look at me in the kitchen. I'm cooking. You Meghan Markle pads.
Bro, you're coming in so hot today. Yeah, you really picked up steam on this one. Q, Q, Q. You know what?
You're
Actually,
pissing me off. Healthcare's going up. Snap ran out.
yep,
And you
yep,
throwing
yep.
diamonds
There's,
having a
yeah.
party?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind her show. She's getting a lot of backlash. And then they were just at the World Series with the Dodgers and they got viciously booed. And I was like, why is everybody booing them? I think you absolutely hit it on the nail head with that description. And it's reported that Kim and Kris deleted some pictures because it was on a Remembrance Day. I guess Harry wore a poppy. So they thought it wasn't in good taste. So yeah, if you have to be deleting pictures, don't show up to the party. You hit it on the nail head.
Amen. They're all being controlled by the same little demon. And I'm not going to say any specific race or people, but gee golly gosh, they run rampant in Hollywood and they all seem to abide by the same agenda that doesn't want to acknowledge Palestine or the suffering of those people as a state. So look a little deeper, especially as you're looking around, because again, the Kardashians, Beverly Hills, you don't belong in Hollywood. This is not the golden Hollywood Wizard of Oz shit we grew up with, but it turns out that was also corrupt and it never was a good, pure, precious thing. It's always been a gross machine prostituting the talent of pure, precious humans who just want to share that with the world, and it's controlling them. If you're saying they delete a photo with a little poppy, you pass, pass, pass,
Do some soul searching. I mean,
and get aligned.
I'm wondering if I should just ramble off the rest, or maybe you could pick somebody. Maybe you would. Yes. Should we keep going?
Keep going. I like this actually. It feels the closest thing to justice. I've kept so quiet because honestly, Brittany respectfully
Yeah, I'm gonna
loves
edit
to
this
keep
episode.
this show PG-13.
I'm gonna edit this episode.
Okay, you can edit this episode. So all bets are off. Cat's out the bag.
Yeah.
We are not cutting snap for you to have this kind of lavish party. And gee golly, ironically, you're all in the same room at the same time with Kris Jenner and
Yeah.
her nil contributions to society.
Yeah, that is true.
Has contributed to society.
That is true. Let me just tell you. All right. Oprah, you donated. Adele, Adele, I don't know if she's going through something
She's
though.
on Ozempic, is she not? She's going through some weird
Adele,
shit.
Mariah, Sia, Vin Diesel, Kyle Richards, Mark Zuckerberg, Harry and Meghan, all y'all on this list need to be donating more money. Do some soul searching.
What the fuck is Mark doing there? He's not cool. He's not Hollywood. Why is he there?
Power player. When you have money, you have power.
So is this a plot? Kris Jenner's birthday party is a plot so you all can take more money from us and brainwash us through your stupid ass technology and your Amazon and your pollution to the earth and your Botox Ozempic ass agendas? You
Tonight we
ass.
rise.
We rise. Drop that off.
All right. What about Babyface?
Babyface. I haven't heard that name for 2 decades.
You know, I think a lot of people had business to be there to do business, and I think a lot of people were there trying to stay relevant, try to get some business drummed up.
Because I was thinking of Mariah Carey and she mentioned Babyface in one of her songs, so it might have been a nice reunion for them. And I'm trying to be positive on this pastor, yes, so I'll give them a pass.
All right, Selma Blair.
Selma Blair, you're better than that, Selma. You mentioned
Yeah,
people trying to be relevant.
nobody's heard
Selma,
from
make a
you in
movie.
how long, and then you turn up there? That's where you're trying to be?
Yeah, that's a pass. Who's gonna fund your next movie? Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos? You know that's just gonna be edited and unsoulful. That's the thing about Hollywood now. With the P. Diddy trial, with Kardashians, they have watered down real powerful storytelling. Hollywood film, that's the most powerful camera. That captures your essence and your energy. Use it to deliver a message that means something. But you're not. None of these people. And that's why I don't like Mariah Carey, Adele, or Sia being at that party. Because you came into this game really wanting to make a difference and say some shit that touched people's souls. And now, unfortunately, you're with the Kardashians.
Man, I'm liking your take, Val. I'm really liking your take today. What about Tommy
Thanks,
Hilfiger?
Brittany. I'm in Hollywood.
No, you know what?
Tommy Hilfiger?
You live that life. You live that life. You are in the mix. And just real quick to touch on what you said about film and the real degradation of the quality of what's coming out. Kim Kardashian currently is in All's Fair. Have you seen the billboards or anything like that? There are a bunch of lawyers. It's a pretty stacked cast. We got Sarah Paulson. We've got Naomi Watts, who are actually on this list. Tiana Taylor is in it. Glenn Close is in it. The critics are just shitting all over it.
Good.
But it's Hulu came out with it, and it's the biggest viewership show, I think, in the last 3 or so years for Hulu. Look, they're saying Kim Kardashian is stiff. She's not a good actress, but they're also saying people are tuning in to watch her. So I just wanted to kind of reaffirm what you said about the quality of programming. I watched the first half of an episode. I didn't even mind it. Sarah Paulson it was
Stop
funny.
right there. Stop. The first half of an episode.
Well, I got to do.
You didn't finish the episode.
No, I got to do. It was a little. I didn't want my kids seeing it type deal.
Listen, if it was captivating enough, you would have put some headphones in and motioned on about your business to finish that plot line, but it wasn't. The quality has gone down. And they say it's the viewership, but again, it's that weird freaking thing controlling the mass messaging behind this beautiful, powerful talent, potential, withering it down to this P. Diddy ass, Kardashian ass, housewife ass, which Secret Lives of Mormon Wives came out, and I'm actually proud we're not reporting about it because that shit can wait. We got bigger fish to fry in this world.
Here's what I tried to say about the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and this is coming from both of us who have lived a significant amount of time in Utah, and you are also Mormon. You converted. Do you think that they're representing well? Because for me, I will say their whole deal is buck the patriarchy. What I get out of it is drama-filled reality TV. They all have plastic surgery. They all they don't wear their garments anymore, but how much can you buck the patriarchy when what are you really doing? What are you really doing for women empowerment except fighting with people, and it's just this look at me, look at me. And how is Taylor Frankie Paul the next bachelorette? How does that make sense?
I actually, again, with the degradation of Hollywood, is this what we're focusing on? Because I think we all can admit, even the people who watch that can admit it's pure garbage, but it just makes them feel a little better about their lives. There is such a devilish, demonic energy in Hollywood and in this world that is hijacking humanity to be consumers when we came here to be creators. Who else was at the party?
All right, Tommy Hilfiger.
Fuck you, Tommy. Pass.
I'm going to go to bat for him for 1 second because you remember that whole controversy how he said he didn't want black people to wear his clothes. He went on Oprah Winfrey, and it was crazy because we had kept that with us, I think, for a good decade or two because it was cool to wear Tommy, at least back in our day. He went on Oprah Winfrey all these years later and said, I never said that. And he seemed really genuine. I'm not going to lie. So I don't know if anybody else has a little bit more intel. So I'm actually going to give him a yes, just because I hope that that is the case. Snoop Dogg.
You're right. I may be quick to prejudge Tommy because I also carried that with me. But again, that is how powerful words are. And with this Hollywood cabal, it's really disturbing that you find the tabloids and the lawyers and the managers somehow finesse their way to be just as important as the movies, and they're not. They're the ones creaming more money. They're the ones controlling more of the energy behind it. And it's not. So, hey, listen, if Tommy Hilfiger never said that, respect, but what the took you so long to come out and make that statement?
That is
You should
true.
have said that
That
the
is
day it was
true.
announced. That's
That
not
is,
me. That's not how I feel at all.
yeah, Tommy, you get a pass.
Thank you, Tommy. Pass.
You, all right, Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg, I always go to bat for him, but he's like the new Shaq. That is everywhere. And by I mean you a dog. You get a pass.
Pass. Nikki Hilton and Kathy Hilton.
Well, f you, Nikki. You get a pass. And f you, Kathy, and f your grandma too. And you know what? Conrad Hilton too. You ain't doing for humanity, but making hotels and gentrifying this world.
You know what? Okay. All right. Let me be objective here. Okay. Kathy Hilton, I kind of
Okay.
agree. She would be at that party. She actually looked good too. I was like, damn, that's what Kathy Hilton looks like. I swear she's got to be the same age. Nikki Hilton, though, you know what? I like her trajectory. Her and Paris were just partiers. They were living that life off that hotel money. Nikki Hilton, didn't she end up marrying she calmed down, she had some kids, but she's gonna pop up every now and then and let you know that she's still that. I'm gonna give Nikki Hilton a yes.
I definitely expect them to be at the party. Nikki's cute, but pass.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie, you can't even. What you doing at that party? Pass.
Stevie Wonder, all right. I know that you're just joking. I like this for Stevie Wonder. I like this for Stevie Wonder. I just do. You get a yes. All right, Sarah
Stevie,
Paulson,
why are they
Naomi
wrapping
Watts.
Stevie up in this though? He's too precious for that energy.
What if Stevie goes, what if he was the happy birthday to ya? Happy birthday, happy birthday. You know, all right.
Great. I'm glad y'all can sing in a chorus a happy birthday while people are starving outside. Y'all get a pass.
All right, I'm lumping Sarah Paulson and Naomi Watts together because they're co-stars with Kim. I wonder if that's why they got the invite. I don't know.
You know, something just doesn't equate though. And also with the control of Hollywood, they say these numbers are there, but nobody really knows. It's not like you got the Nelson TV ratings like you used to back in the day to see how many people tuned in to that premiere of that primetime television show. Netflix is hoarding their statistics, Hulu, Amazon, likely the same. So even though they say it's number one viewership, you don't even know. And gee golly, that's ironic. Zucks is at the party because he could just be boosting your numbers like Uncle Elon was boosting his on X. It's all a charade. We don't even know if the world is going for that. Anybody could buy likes or bots or stuff. But to have Naomi Watts, Sarah Paulson, who are really legitimate actors, and then Kim Kardashian, just because you get the views, you missed the mark for me.
All right, I agree. I think Naomi Watts, I mean, she is a great actress. Her and Sarah Paulson are carrying that show. Sarah Paulson's actually funny. Naomi Watts, I'm going to give you a yes. Sarah Paulson, I don't know about you. You were funny on the show, but I just want to give you a pass. Pass. Justin and Hailey Bieber, of course.
Why'd you say of course?
Because they're friends with Kendall. You know, there was speculation that the families are friends. Justin Bieber's been around them for a while, so it makes sense that he would be there. I think Kylie and they came to their wedding, but I don't think this is healthy for them. I don't think it's healthy for that relationship. I don't think Justin should
It's
have.
not.
I don't think yes, because I get that you be there, but I say pass because I want y'all to elevate. I want you to do better. And Rode, Hailey Bieber just sold her company for $1 billion. You're another one. Justin, Haley, Naomi, Kathy Hilton, Nikki Hilton, Snoop Dogg, Selma Blair, Tommy Hilfiger, all y'all need to be donating for and to the cause of uplifting this world, uplifting humanity, and having a heart.
Amen. Stop trying to sell people your stupid ass Taz.
And that is it for this week's episode of The Juice Box. Thank you for tuning in. New episodes, fresh episodes, squeeze the juice with us every Thursday wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
And stay connected with us at The Juice Box on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. We out.
Woo!